Engineering and Technology. In the current video lecture series, we are studying the subject of Physics Group 1. Till now, in this chapter of superconductivity, we have learned what are superconductors and its discovery and properties of superconductors. Also, we have learned about the various factors depending on which the superconducting state is defined. There are critical temperature, critical magnetic field, okay? And also we have studied the BCS theory and coherence length for a superconducting material. Okay? Now in this video we are going to cover the topics of various application of superconductors such as magnetic levitation, Maglev train, cryotrons, Josephson's effect and its application. So let us start with first application, that is magnetic levitation. So you all might be aware about the Maglev trains. There are the bullet trains. They are based on the principle of magnetic levitation. Okay, so let us discuss the principle behind which the bullet trains, that is the high speed trains, the ongoing project in India from Gujarat and Maharashtra state, between the Gujarat and Maharashtra, that is Ahmedabad to Mumbai, bullet train project is undergoing. Okay, it's on the paper basis right now, but the project is going to be made very soon. So in the developed countries such as Japan, Britain, America, Canada, we can see that in Australia, you can see that they have a very high speed trains. They are known as the bullet trains. They can travel up to 500 kilometers per hour. So journey between the two distance or two large cities becomes in a less time. So that is the advantage of that. So it depends on the principle of magnetic levitation. So let us discuss its principle. So magnetic levitation or a maglev is the process by which an object is suspended above another object with no other support but the magnetic fields. There is support of only magnetic fields. Consider this as one object, this is another object. So this object is kept over here on just because of magnetic field. So there can be either attraction or repulsion in a magnetic field. Okay. So the magnetic levitation is brought about by enormous repulsion between the two highly powerful magnetic fields. So in order to obtain a space between these two, we need to provide some repulsion. Because of the repulsion, it will overcome the gravitational acceleration or whatever the acceleration is applied. Okay. So the levitation of a magnet as a maglev demonstrates two critical properties of the superconductors. That is zero resistance and Meissner effect. So there are basically two properties important related to this topic of a superconductor, is Meissner effect and zero resistance. Okay. So now the Maglev train. Let us discuss what is the Maglev train. So the levitation is based on two techniques: electromagnetic suspension, that is EMS, and electrodynamic suspension, that is EDS. EMS is an electromagnetic suspension and EDS is a electrodynamic suspension. So in attractive EMS, now remember the word, EMS is a kind of an attractive force and EDS is kind of a repulsive force. So in attractive electromagnetic suspension, the electromagnets installed on the train bogies attract the iron rail guides. Okay, so they attract, electromagnet attracts the iron rails. Okay, the vehicle magnet wraps around the iron guides and the attractive upward force lifts the train. Okay, so such a kind is considered this as a train bogie, and over here will be the rail guides. So because of the attraction, this will leviate it up and it will travel on the rail guides. Okay, so this provides an upward levitation. Okay, so because of that, the overhead rails are there. Okay, now in EDS levitation. Now in EDS, the levitation is achieved by creating a repulsive force between the train and the guide rails. So consider this as a rails. Okay, consider this as a train and consider this as a guideways. So over here is a train. Inside the train there is a magnet, and over here on the rails there are also magnets. Because of that repulsive force, it was lifted upward and it guides slide on this. Okay, so the basic idea of maglev train to leviate is with the magnetic field, so that there is no physical contact between the train and the rails. And as we know that contact is reduced, means friction is reduced, means that is why it will travel at a very high speed because of less opposite force. Okay, so consequently the maglev train that travel at a very high speed can attain a speed of about 500 km per hour. Now next application of this maglev is a maglev space propulsion. But before moving on to that topic, let me discuss with you, that is, you might be aware that how a space shuttle is being launched, how a satellite is being launched with the help of a space vehicle. So the main space vehicle rocket consists of main cylinders in which the liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen is stored. So what happens, liquid hydrogen is used as a fuel, and liquid oxygen helps, because we know that for combustion oxygen is necessary. So liquid oxygen helps for the combustion, because in outer space there is a lack of oxygen. Okay, so this liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen has too much weight and which is acting on the vehicle itself. So the payload of a vehicle gets increased, inbuilt load of a vehicle is increased, and because of that more and more upward forces is required to lift the vehicle. Okay, so by using this maglev space propulsion system, what happens that all the instruments that are required to launch the vehicle in the launch the satellite in the space are built on the ground itself, and only the satellite is lifted upward with the help of a magnetic field, so that it has a less weight, and that is how the cost can be reduced. So a similar magnetic propulsion system is being used to launch the satellite into the orbits directly from the earth without use of the rockets, because when the rockets have been obsoleted, means definitely the weight of the fuel will be obsoleted. So maglev system could dramatically reduce the cost of getting into the space, because they are powered by electricity, and inexpensive energy sources that stays on the ground, unlike the rocket, the fuel that adds the weight and cost to the launch vehicle. So that is the reason why it has a potential to reduce the cost dramatically. Okay, now next is Josephson's effect and its application. So Josephson's effect is very important. Okay, in order to understand the MRI, you might be knowing about the magnetic resonance imaging system. Whenever you know inside our body some biological structure is to be recognized, inside the brain what things are happening, so doctors suggest for an MRI in case of severe accidents and brain damage cases. Okay, so how that works, it is based on this Josephson's effect and its application, that is squid. Okay, so we are going to learn about that. So in here, Josephson's effect, first of all we need to understand Josephson junction. It is a junction formed by two superconductors between which an insulator is applied. Okay, so Josephson junction consists of two superconductors separated by a very thin strip of an insulator and forms a Josephson's junction. Okay, as you can see in the figure, the wave nature of a moving particle makes the electron to tunnel through the barrier, that is the electron can tunnel from one superconductor to the another superconductor. As you can see in the another figure, next figure, you can see that whatever the electrons were there in the first superconductor, they have shifted to the superconductor 2. Okay, so as a result of this tunneling of electrons, or we can say that the Cooper pairs across the junction, this is called as a DC Josephson's effect, because no voltage is applied across this system, and then also the electrons are traveling from one superconductor to the another superconductor. So because of that, it produces some DC current. Okay, so that is why it is known as a DC Josephson's effect. But what happens when you apply some voltage? So when a potential difference V is applied across the two sides of the junction, there will be an oscillation of the tunneling current. Means electrons are traveling from superconductor 1 to 2, again from 2 to 1, again from 1 to 2. So that is why the tunneling effects and creates an oscillation. Okay, and that oscillation has an angular frequency of 2 eV upon h. So this is known as a AC Josephson's effect. Okay, now the applications of Josephson's effect is in SQUID. Okay? What does the SQUID stand for? SQUID stands for Superconducting Quantum Interference Device. Superconducting Quantum Interference Device. A SQUID is formed by connecting two Josephson junctions in parallel, as you can see in the figure. Two Josephson junction, the ring is like that. Okay, these are two superconductors. Okay, and over here in between the two connection, an insulator or Josephson junction is connected. Now when the current is passed through the arrangement, it splits into the two opposite arcs. This current have a periodicity which is very sensitive to the magnetic flux passing normally through its closed circuit. So due to this extremely small magnetic flux can be detected with this device. So this device is used to detect extremely small change in magnetic field and extremely small change in voltages. You might be aware about some devices that measure the changing voltage. That is the voltmeter that comes in a microvolt. Okay, but using this device, the voltage of about 10 raised to minus 15 volts can be measured. Okay, so these devices can be used to detect voltages as small as 10 raised to minus 15 volts. That is 10 of 1 Fermi volt. Okay, 10 raised to minus 10 for Fermi. Now the magnetic field changes as small as 10 raised to minus 21 Tesla can also be detected. The change in voltage as well as the change in magnetic field of about 10 raised to minus 21 Tesla can be detected using this device. So weak magnetic fields produced by such biological currents, okay, that in a brain can also be detected by using SQUIDs. Okay. Now next application is a cryotron. Cryotron is nothing but it is a switch. Okay. So it is a switch made up of superconductor whose size can be made very small, and this switch consumes very less current. The cryotron contains two superconductor material A and B, as you can see in the figure. The material A inside the coil of a wire B. Okay, you can see the material A, and on which material a superconducting wire B is wound. Now, the critical field of A is known as the HCA and the critical field of B is known as the HCB. Here, it is important to note that HCA, critical field of material A, is greater than the critical field of material B, HCB. HCA is greater than HCB. Now, current passing through the B induces a magnetic field inside H. Okay, it induces a magnetic field inside the superconducting A. The B is wounded around. If current is passing through this material, so inside that it acts as a solenoid, and inside that a magnetic field H is produced. If that intensity of magnetic field is greater than HCA, critical field, then the superconducting state gets destroyed for A. Hence, the resistivity increases and the contact is broken. So the current stops. So the current in A can be controlled by the current in B. So this system acts as a switch. Now there are various other applications of superconductors. Superconductors are used to transmit electrical power over a very long distance without any power loss or any voltage drop. Because as we know that in this superconductor the resistance is nearer to 0, so there is no power loss. Okay. Now superconductors generator have very small size and low energy consumptions. Now, superconductor coils are used in NMR imaging instruments, nuclear magnetic resonance imaging system. NMR stands for nuclear magnetic resonance. Such as one of the thing you might be heard about the tokamak. So, if you are unaware of that tokamak device, I may tell you it is a very proud moment for being a Gujarati and an Indian citizen that the tokamak plant is nearer to the Gandhinagar. It is besides, it is just besides the mother dairy in the Gandhinagar. Okay, so it is one of the project that creates a nuclear fusion reaction. Okay, it is a process and it is controlled by the France government. Okay, but there are totally 12 countries taking participant in that, and India is one of that country. Okay, and especially it is situated in Gujarat near the Gandhinagar. Okay. So it is the NMR system is being used in such a kind of reactors. Okay, nuclear magnetic resonance imaging instruments. So very strong magnetic field can be generated with the coils made up of a high critical temperature superconductor materials. And the last one is the superconductor XL switching systems in the computers. You all are aware about the server rooms of large companies like Facebook and Google, and there are many other companies which provide some internet for platforms. So they use this supercomputers as their server rooms. Now in superconductor, the main disadvantage is that because of the electric current, the generators it generates very much high amount of heat, and when the heat is increased, the capacity of that superconductor reduces and the server has chances of crash. So because of that, these superconducting materials are used in such supercomputers. So because of that low resistance, the less amount of heat energy is generated in that, and they have high sustainability. Okay, so that was all for this chapter. Now in the next video we will start a new chapter, that is lasers. You all are aware about lasers. Laser stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Okay, so we will start in the next video about the lasers. So that's it for today guys. Thanks for watching.